Hello everyone, I'm Hillary with Dominion Tea, and today we're going to talk about green rooibos. So as a refresher, rooibos comes out of South Africa. It is a plant that is completely different from tea, that looks like a pine tree, very skinny small one, with lots of needles off it. And what rooibos is, they harvest the needles and they allow it to ferment and they bake it so it turns this beautiful color red that we're all used to. Now, what's great about rooibos is that it is naturally caffeine free. It's going to be as close and as comparable to black tea as you're going to get without caffeine from a naturally caffeine free plant. Now, the history of rooibos is a lot of fun. It's been around for centuries. So the native South Africans were drinking it when the Dutch arrived. And the Dutch quickly realized it made a fabulous beverage that was a heck of a lot cheaper for them than the British tea coming through. And so they started to try to commercially propagate the plant. Had very little success doing it. They were harvesting from wild at that point. It took a Frenchman getting stranded in South Africa who discovered rooibos and who had enough background to start the commercialization process. And they started commercial growth of rooibos in Cedarburg area of South Africa. So you're talking northwestern South Africa. And he had a lot of success. It was still kind of a small space, but it allowed the Dutch to produce enough to export out of South Africa into Europe during the 1800s. You get into the late 1800s and you have a gentleman from Russia who ends up in South Africa with a lot of knowledge on how to make tea. And he takes it one more step further and is able to commercialize drying at a very higher rate using the same skills and the same tools that are used to dry tea. And off goes commercial production of South African rooibos. Now, it's all red and baked. What's great is we get into the 1990s, right? So fast forward another 100 years. And we're in the 1990s, and now they start to try to steam it. And in comes green rooibos. So green rooibos really hasn't hit commercial size until about in the last decade. And stability is a little bit hard in the production of it because they've got to get to harvesting at a very specific point in time in order to have a product that they can steam, because the plant can get too big for them to take it through the steaming process, and they absolutely have to bake it. So what's great about green rooibos, guess what? For all of you who are green tea drinkers that are looking for something that is caffeine free, your green rooibos has got a lot of that same signature profile. It's going to be grassy, a little vegetal, but exceedingly smooth. And the good news is completely caffeine free. So what they did is they are steaming this, much like the Japanese steam green tea. They're steaming the rooibos instead of baking it, allowing it to stay green. You will absolutely find in here some brown leaves. That's oxidation happening. It's totally expected. But it is absolutely beautifully smooth green, and it comes out this gorgeous orange brew. So when you're busy looking for a caffeine-free alternative, green rooibos is another great place to look. We hope you enjoyed learning more about tea with us. Hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when we add more videos to our channel. And check out the highlighted videos to learn even more about tea. And last but not least, you can check out all of the teas we talk about in our videos at dominiontea.com.